Good afternoon. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Judiciary and Licensing Committee for Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. Are there any citizens' comments? Citizens' comments going 3 times. Citizens' comments, seeing none. Moving on to number 3, approval of the October 6, 2020 minutes. There's a motion by Mr. Witzel, second by Mr. Peschel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Seeing none. 4, consent agenda. Letter A, beverage operator applications 2019 through 2021 of Sydney Litwatus, Morgan McHugh, Jason Sanatak, Tracy Webb, and Jessica Wright. Letter B, application for a garbage and refuse collector's license from GFL Solid Waste Midwest LLC. Is that a motion, Mr. Witzel?
Sure.
All right, is there a second?
Yes.
Seeing, are all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Seeing none. Number 5, beverage operator application of Joseph Helf. Assistant Chief Zeps.
Reference to Mr. Helf, we do have a failure to list a citation for underage alcohol consumption. That was in Portage County on 9/29 of 2019 with a guilty verdict in municipal court on 10/17 of 2019. He also failed to complete the place of birth field on the application.
Okay. Are there any questions from the committee? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion if somebody would like to make one.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application with 25 points assessed for the failure to complete the application properly. I'll second.
So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Seeing none, we will grant the beverage operator application of Joseph Helf with 25 points assessed for failure to list. Number 6, beverage operator application of Gavin Leffel, Assistant Chief.
On reference to Mr. Leffel, he is currently on probation, and his probation agent has said he will not allow him to work in any environment where alcohol is being sold or served this time,
Okay.
as long as he's on supervision.
Okay. Are there any questions from the committee? Yes, Mr. Peschel. Go ahead.
Thank you. Is there anything that says you have to be employed to hold a beverage operator?
Don't have.
Okay.
We have a lot of people that apply for a license that are looking for a job, so they want to have a license. If they find one, we do make them aware that they're only good in the city of Marshfield limit, that they can get anywhere.
Any other questions from the committee? Mr. Witzel, do you have any questions?
No.
I do. I have a couple of questions. So just in kind of looking back, so his probation officer has stated that, but if we are actually looking at him filling out the license, was there anything on the license? Do we have like failures to list? What is going on there? Because I'm trying to search through this and I can't find it. Anybody? Deb, do you know?
I was looking at that too, and I didn't see anything that's an arrest that's not listed.
So we have no failure to list or anything like that. Everything is on the application.
It appears to be, and there's nothing that was noted when we did the look back on it, but without going through every single one, it would be hard to tell, because there are numerous ones listed.
So this is kind of unusual. Deb, maybe you can help us out with this. I mean, I've never seen this where we've just had the recommendations of a parole officer who says no. Do you want to explain that, or do you know anything about how that normally works?
We have had recommendations by parole officers before, and we have denied due to that fact. But I think also we should probably hang our hat on any convictions that they may have, any alcohol or drug convictions. Looking at it, it seems like he does have quite a few drug convictions, so you could deny it. Because there's like, I don't even know how many there are. So you could have denied on grounds of habitual law. Drug convictions,
Okay, so that's an option.
along with the recommendation of the parole officer.
Okay, all right. Any other questions from the committee? Mr. Witzel?
Yes, you said that the parole officer will not let him be employed at a location that sells. Is that what you said? But it says here he's working at the store, which is already against what probation and parole has said.
Well, that could be the wording of, Lori, who put this together. When you look at the response, on the email, and I don't know if you have a copy of that from his probation agent.
No, I don't have that.
The question posed to his probation agent was, are you okay with him working where he would be selling alcohol? And the probation agent said, no, his response was not until he is off supervision. So that would seem to be a bit of a discrepancy if he's working at the store. But I don't know what his job is at the store either.
Could you read that statement again in the email?
Sure, the email was posed to his probation agent, and it says, Gavin has applied for a bartender license in the city of Marshfield. I always let the probation officer agents know when a client applies for one, as I know many have restrictions about alcohol. Are you okay with him working where he would be selling alcohol? And the response was not until he is off supervision. So I don't know if he's currently sells alcohol at the store.
Well, and I guess reading that wording, I would think that working at the store is fine as long as he's not selling
As long as he's not
alcohol.
selling alcohol.
Because that's a little different than working at an establishment that sells alcohol.
Correct. So the wording on the sheet that you have is, while he is on probation, his agent will not approve Mr. Leffel working any place where alcohol is being sold or served, which really isn't exactly what the question posed to the probation agent.
Right.
Yeah. I noticed on the application, it says drug violations within the past 24 months, 2 years. And I noticed that he does not have any violations in 24 months for drug violation. The last one was 10/16 of 10/16, 9/16, 2018.
9/20. I don't know, on June 10th, 2019, he listed as early conduct. It was dismissed. So I don't know if there's any alcohol related activities due to that. Felony bail jumping.
November of 18, disorderly conduct.
On the back of his application, he lists some more stuff. I don't know what's all involved in some of these charges. I just want to respond to one thing as far as the store. From everything that the managers have told me, they require all their employees to get a license because the odds are that they will be working alone and they should be able to sell alcohol at any time.
All right, well, with that little bit of extra information. Any other question? Yes, Mr. Witzel.
When will his supervision be complete?
I don't have that information in front of me. Or as how long his probation is.
You know, one thing to remember that if you do deny it, I send them a letter and they have the right to ask for a reconsideration hearing at that time. You know, if something would change, he could have the probation officer here, and you guys could evaluate it at that time.
It appears I just have the start date of his probation, which was 10/11 of 2018 is when he started his probation.
And I think I see here where he did graduate from drug court in end of September of 2020. Does that make a difference on probation? Do you know?
I don't know that that would make a specific difference. That might have been one of the stipulations of that. Probably just getting that charge released is typically how the drug court would play in.
Are there any further questions or anybody who'd like to make a motion? Yes,
I guess
Mr.
I'll move to deny, using the term habitual, and then also, based on the recommendation of the parole officer.
Do I have a second? I will second that. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, so number 6, we will deny the beverage operator application of Gavin Leffel. 7, request to amend the liquor license premise description of MOJOS to Go LLC at 201 South Central Avenue to include the restaurant area at 203 South Central Avenue with the trade name of the Bleu Plate. Deb, do you want to add to this?
Yes, thank you. So MOJOS are asking to amend their premise description. They have purchased the building next door to them. And even though there'll be 2 different trade names, it's under the same entity. And the DOR said that they legally can just amend their liquor license to include the additional square footage. They're going to have an opening between the 2 so people can sit on either side. So I would recommend approval.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Is there a motion? Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second that.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign, seeing none. 8, items for future agendas. Does anyone have anything they'd like to see? Seeing none, we will adjourn this meeting.